beautiful people, welcome back to another interesting episode. My name is Ogechi. If this is your first time here, hello, hi, thank you for stopping by. Today's video is from Charlie Kirk. It's titled Radical Gender Activist Tries to Outsmart Charlie Kirk-Fails. I would really be interested in this radical gender activist conversation thing. Like, I really want to know what they are all about, okay? And let's just watch this video. Let's see.
Okay, how many genders are there?
Many. It's actually like quantifiable.
Well, how about a number? So quantifiable, good.
No, it's so many because
give me a number, any number.
Okay, well the way the data breaks down, this is why you don't understand it.
Number.
You don't actually care about learning one number. There's so many. The way that the
so many not a number.
Chromosomes actually break down with intersex genders and the way that it actually happens. That is a starting point that you learn in like 5th grade. But when you actually
intersex is not a gender. It's like a biological anomaly, right? It's not a gender, but these people are making it look like it's a gender. I don't think it's a gender. Another thing with the internet, or what a lot of these young people are doing, I feel like they are very confused. I also feel like because they watch so many of these things online, they are still not very certain about what these things are. And it's mostly the younger people, like it's mostly the Gen Zs, like the younger generation that go on TikTok, where TikTok is brainwashing them, making them believe certain things about themselves, where they're having some kind of psychological meltdown and then they go to the internet for succor. You get what I mean? So usually I think there has to be a reorientation. I don't know where it's going to come from. Probably the internet, because the internet actually caused a lot of this damage. So probably the succor is going to come from the reorientation has to come from the internet. So we need people to keep coming out. People like Charlie Kirk, people like Candace, people like Officer Tatum, people like a lot of these people really need to start coming out, I don't know, because a lot of these things actually stems from the internet. Some of these transgender people or people these gender activists, if you ask them, how did you become a transgender woman, they'll tell you, oh, they saw it on the internet. It has to be the internet. Oh, they saw it on the internet. Oh, yeah. But let's just continue. I just wanted to state that fact quickly.
Real experiments, you learn that the way that data breaks down when it comes to
Can you give me a number
genders,
or not? Number?
A number? You have 2. Yes. That's 6th grade science. When you move on, there are hundreds of different categories.
So what you learn in 6th grade becomes less true as you get older? Like gravity becomes less true?
That is a basic building
Newton's
block
third law becomes less true?
In order to understand the concept of gender, when you break it down into actual experiments when it comes to chromosomes and sex, it breaks down into hundreds of different categories that actually differentiate between just 2 genders. What you're saying is there are facts and you don't believe in there being opinions.
Yes, I am saying that there are facts.
This is a scientific fact that if you talk to any biologist, you will learn.
So in biology, they teach you that there's XX and XY chromosomes. So give me a number of how many genders there are.
Hundreds, many.
Unlimited, right?
It breaks down into so many
you want
categories.
To be anything you feel?
No, it's what scientists determine given specific categories.
XY.
Why do you need a number if you're
Bingo. Why do you need a number? That's a great question.
You literally have no idea how it works.
Because then you could self-identify to be anything you want at any time.
Literally, biologists are saying that this is the way the gender actually breaks down.
So you would accept the argument that you can self-identify to be anything at any time?
Yes, because literally biologists
That's what's wrong with not having a number.
There are hundreds of different numbers.
So
hundreds of different ways of gender and
sex. So like I said earlier, I could be a bobcat, I could be a fox, I could be a snake.
Literally not even the case.
I could be anything.
No, you are literally saying that people not the actual
XX, XY, 2 genders, 2 sexes, they're directly related.
You're just repeating words over and over again.
Because it's true and you're not disproving it.
I am.
How?
Have an argument. Like seriously, there's nothing there.
No, I know, but it's more
she keeps interrupting.
Making it clear that they are
she doesn't like my face.
Here and say these things more than I think I'm going to convince him.
I hear you.
I think you're idiots. I think it's mainly to just have an air of like, if you're going to come in here, you're going to be uncomfortable and you're going to have to put up a good fight, which you're not doing. You're really quoting like super basic, shitty science that is just meant to teach.
But okay, but again, you don't have a number. I just want to recap.
Hundreds. There's hundreds of different ways that data breaks down.
Okay, so the data breaks down in two very simple predominant categories, XX and XY. And that's no. Oh, so there's not male and female.
I mean, to a certain degree, but
so why? I don't know why they keep going down to biology and all these things. When a child is born, we are born with two types of genitalia, right? Either the male genitalia or the female genitalia. At least that is the way we can physically identify the two different sexes we have. And then we'll now go down to biology. We have two kind of chromosomes that differentiates the male from the female. That's why we have two genders. We have two sexes. Now she's saying we have countless number of genders, countless number. Okay, I think she mentioned 3 sexes, right? And then countless number of genders. Now he's trying to ask her that, does it now mean that since we have countless, he's trying to know like a number so that we can now try to break it down, right? So we can now break it down to, okay, how many, since we have, okay, let's say you say 6. So we have the XX, XY, right? Then what else? YY, YYY, XXY, that kind of stuff. So we can break it down. That's why there has to be a number. The ones that we are most familiar with, or the facts, it's even a fact, not even what we are most familiar, it's something that we know, right? These guys are just coming up with different kinds of sexes and genders. Yeah, so we need a number so we can actually work with that, break it down, and actually try to, because what we know or what we were taught while we were growing up, right, was that we were born with 2 types of genitalia. So when a child is born, how we can physically identify, before we now go to biology, right, is either you have the male genitalia or the female, right? Then when you now go down to biology, then they test you, you're either born with an XY chromosome or an XX chromosome. So now going down to say, oh, that means you can actually identify as anything, right? You can identify as a cat, as a dog, as a mouse, as a kitten, as a anything, right? Yeah, which is not right. It's not right. Most of these college students have consumed a lot of these things on social media where this. Anyway, let's just continue.
To a certain degree, but there are different ways that breaks down. When you actually get into sex and gender and X and Y chromosomes, it doesn't just break down in a way. There's many different ways.
And how would you categorize society then? Do you think men and women are categorically different?
I would go by specific scientific criteria and then go off of what that study and that information actually says. You see, that information breaks down into much more difficult and complex things than you can just say in 5 seconds with 2 different genders. I think what happens is you don't understand science and scientific
I don't.
I actually love the fact that she's so interested in this debate. Like, like I can see the passion and the zeal, and she tried to make Charlie Kirk understand what she's trying to say. I love it. I love it. But let's continue.
Okay, so
and you just want to put forth this fascist simple.
Oh, fascist simple. Here we go. That's interesting.
That will keep you.
So what is fascist about saying there's 2 genders?
Is you're just being completely not faithful to what actual science is telling you.
No, science is quite simple.
That there's an oppressive narrative.
Oh, oppressive. So now I'm oppressive. How am I being oppressive? This is the truth comes out eventually. So how am I being oppressive?
Yeah, you're being oppressive.
How am I being oppressive?
You're being oppressive by denying people the ability to have.
How have I denied anyone anything? Okay, denying people identity. People can identify however they want. I'm only going to use 2 genders. That's the way that.
Eventually, you're the problem, and you're going to get pushed out of the way.
Anyone who does not identify by like a female or male, you can identify them as an animal. You were saying that.
No, I haven't said that.
You could identify yourself.
I think history has sort of proven where your type of people are.
No, I asked if I could be a bobcat, and somebody said yes earlier, and you said no.
You're a bobcat.
I'm a bobcat. I can be whatever I want to be. I could be a tree. I could be an 85-year-old person. Why not?
Alright, I'm late to class. Have fun, bobcat.
Okay.
That was quite interesting to watch. I know it's very frustrating for younger people to try to make older people understand certain things, and they're not understanding. It now makes it look like, oh, you're from an older generation, you might not understand what I'm trying to say. The girl got frustrated and she left, like, because he said, okay, well, since you're saying we have so many genders, then I can identify as a bobcat. Okay, So maybe I'm a bobcat. I said, yes, you're a bobcat. She was so pissed off. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on what you think about this particular conversation. Let me know if... I know we have just 2 genders, okay? So let me know your thoughts about this younger generation pandemic, like this ideology, this new thing that's, you know, making the rounds, especially on social media, because social media is a very powerful tool. So when these things get out there, it makes people who are confused more confused. And you know, when they are talking about these things, you who is thinking in the right direction, you're trying to confuse you and make you look like, but we have 2 genders. Why are you talking about so many genders? In fact, I didn't even know about the intersex until recently, right? So I never knew intersex was a thing until I started watching more videos about transgenderism and all this stuff. I mean, it is so confusing, and I think there has to be a kind of reorientation on this college students. A lot of them needs to be properly tutored, mentored, I don't know, call it whatever you want. But let me know your thoughts. Please drop your thoughts and comment on what you think about this particular conversation. I love that Charlie Kirk is very passionate about things like this, and he tries to see as much as he can, you know. Anyway, my name is Ogechi, and I'll see you in my next episode. Do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. I'll see you in my next episode.